This is the Daily Whatever. I am Lawrence Winterman. Standing in for my normal co host, Dana Dubois, is my beautiful, wonderful, incredible friend, Char Sundust. Hi, Char. And Dana's on the chat. That's
Hi,
amazing.
Dana. Oh my gosh, your top secret
Her
mission.
top secret mission. Yes.
Hey.
My eyes look all teary, and I don't know why. I'm just
Well,
so happy. I'm just so overwhelmed with emotion that you're here.
vice versa, YOLO. Oh my gosh. So I've been thinking about this.
Yeah.
And I've been thinking about, there's a couple things I was thinking about, but I think that, there's this word, it's spelled Intimascy,
In,
intimacy,
Intimaki.
intimaki.
Oh, it's my favorite kind of sushi.
Yes, I thought you were, yes. And I mean, seriously, like most of us don't even know how to spell it. So I think that there's just something because we were talking about friendship
Yeah.
and writing. Um, and I think that like these two things, yes, the teary eyes, I think are the downfall of it. So, uh,
Like, I'm crying for democracy,
I
for
was
all that we
like,
have
I know
lost.
why you're crying. I know why you're crying.
I
Uh,
know why the caged bird sings. Good morning,
mhm.
Polly. But I interrupted. You were saying something beautiful about intimacy, and I had to go and turn it into a joke.
Yes, which is one of the ways that we can avoid intimacy.
Ooh,
It
burn.
no, no, I mean, it's not. I mean, that's why I'm your Anam Cara. Another
For
reason
those who
why I'm
don't
your.
know, here I am avoiding intimacy again. Char and I have known each other for 30 years. 30 years. She was literally one of the first new people I met in Seattle, and we became dear friends. She has
Aw.
loved me and challenged me and pushed me to be better and helped me grow. And I hope maybe I've done some of those things for her in return. And yeah,
Yeah.
um, I'm very, very lucky that I have such a friendship of long duration. I have several of them. Dana is one of them, and you are one of
Yeah.
them. But you were saying something about intimacy before I derailed you for the 15th time.
It's yeah. I mean, thank you, Lawrence, and we've been through the things.
Things.
We have been through the things and the people and the places and the yeah, we've seen each other through all things, and I think that that's one of the ways we know a friend that, we carry each other or we walk beside each other, and there's times when we can't carry each other because we need to be carried, and, but, this is, these long-term relationships are this is I mean, there's this really, like, super cheese poem that says, "Keep the" what is it? "Keep the old, the new are silver, these are gold," or something like that.
Right, right. Some
But,
Hallmark thing.
man, there's something crazy about someone who sees all of your worst bullshit, all of your and just, like, holds you, cares for you, picks you up if you've, like, done some stupid ass thing or, you know, is there, like, every time you call. Like,
Yeah.
right? Like, whenever and this is something I just cherish about you so much, there's never been a time when I've called you that you haven't picked up your fucking phone. You pick up your fucking phone every single time.
Well, I mean, sometimes it takes the second call, but yes,
Yeah.
I will
I
pick up
mean,
the phone.
not
Dana is
very
saying
often.
that the silver and gold thing, that's actually the Girl Scout song.
No way!
Yeah.
Oh my god. I wish I could have been a Girl Scout. That could have been so fun. Oh my god. Make new friends and keep the old. One is silver, the other's gold. Oh, Dana. See?
Aw.
Hi. Hi, Fusen. Oh my gosh.
So Robin is our resident Canadian humorist, and she is saying avoiding intimacy through humor. She has no idea. Like she's never done that.
Yeah, Yeah, it's something that, some people just, yeah, don't lean toward or don't use as a shield, but some of us do.
Yeah, no, I think Robin was heavy on the sarcasm there. I
Yes,
think
heavy
she's
on
one
the
of the
sarcasm.
pros.
Thank you, thank you.
So this is a really unstructured topic, right? Because when we were brainstorming, we were just like friendship and writing and awakenings, and that probably wouldn't mean much of anything to anyone else, but for the two of us, I think that makes a lot of sense because I met you when I had just come out of the closet. I had just moved to Seattle. I was a baby, baby, baby gay. And
And you were so cute. You were just the cutest.
you were very cute too. You were this amazingly beautiful, psychic, lesbian, kick ass
Oh,
lady who like dragged me out of my shell and took me dancing. And
oh,
yeah, you've seen me grow up a lot. I've seen you grow up a lot.
yeah. Yeah, we really, yeah, we needed each other. And I think that I love the phrase "Anam Cara." There's this phrase.
Yeah, tell me. I know that you use that phrase. I know that you use that phrase with me, but I don't think I've ever had the wit to ask you where it comes from and what it
Oh my
means.
gosh. Oh my god. Anam Cara is Gaelic. It's Irish. It means soul friend.
Oh,
Yeah, it's like so. And John O'Donohue talks about this, and David White, my friend David White, he talks about this. But the soul friend is someone who's a friend of your soul. There's three kind of soul friends. One is like your spiritual, whoever is helping you spiritually or whoever your like spiritual leadership is. And then the next one is, your partner. And then the next ones are like your dearest, closest friends
hmm.
who really take care of your soul. And so it's really, yeah, Dana is a soul friend, we've
Yeah.
been,
When Wendy's getting excited because you mentioned Gaelic, and so
oh,
Wendy,
wow, Wendy.
Wendy, the Scottish lady, is going to go crazy for Gaelic. She's
Yes.
also probably going to write it, in its original form in the
Oh my
chat
God,
and
Wendy, that would be so great.
and correct us on how to say it correctly or something. Oh no, here we go. I knew it.
Oh,
I knew
fuck
she
yeah,
was working
boo.
on it.
Your spiritual companion, your deepest spiritual companion who sees your true essence. Oh my God.
Ooh, and look at this one. Coim diacht. I'm sure I'm saying that's wrong,
The
Wendy. Please
guardian.
forgive me. Guardian companion, protector of your journey through life's trials, and komludar, fellowship companion.
Oh my
Wow.
gosh, that's so moving. Oh my gosh. Oh, thank you so much. Thank you, teacher. I'm
Thank you, teacher.
right.
Wendy wrote a really brilliant piece about like Christian nationalism today and
Oh.
published it. And Wendy, uh, Lawrence fucks it up, but I love you anyway. Thanks,
Mhm.
Wendy. Um, I was just trying to give you a compliment, but I could stop.
I know.
She wrote this beautiful piece. Well, not. She wrote this really powerful piece about Christian nationalism, and Wendy speaks Greek and Hebrew, and so she is like reading for filth the biblical verses. Yeah, so everyone should check it out. Uh,
Maravilloso.
I would go grab a link, but I'm too distracted and
Mhm.
uncoordinated anyway.
But you look good, and that's what matters, darling.
Right, right. I brushed my hair. So
Yeah,
we
and
are
so
on Ankara, and I'm lucky and blessed and privileged to acknowledge that and have that be true.
oh, my friend. Yeah, and I with you, and I mean, I think about the soul, the word soul or the word spirit, and like the word soul means to animate the body, right? Like the soul is the thing that animates the body. So I always like to think like that a soul friend is someone who like animates you or it, adds energy. Have a really good day, Fasun.
Bye, Fasun.
Bye, precious one. Oh my God, she's so amazing. we're so lucky
Luna's
to have her
amazing.
in our world. I know, I love her so much. So I think that, yeah, and there's the new friends, and really, uh, I think about like the excitement and all of the things that come with like a new friendship. It's almost like new love energy. Uh, but then there's like this kind of with the awakenings that happen with someone that you've known a long time. Those it just feels like the deepening and the strengthening, and like you give me strength, you help me see perspectives that, like, and what I also love is I also love that we can say shit to each other. Like sometimes I'm
Mhm.
just like, oh my god, I can't fucking believe Lawrence just that fucking said that to me.
Right, because you needed to hear it, whatever it was.
Right, yeah, whatever it was, and I was
Everyone else is like, "Oh, Char.
like,
Oh, Char, such a goddess. She's such a princess.
oh
Look
my
at."
god, I wish people
I'm
would.
like, "Bitch, you are human just like everybody
You were
else."
just like out of line, motherfucker. Like I'm just like, okay.
Right. You said that because
But
you think your farts don't smell, and I, for one,
mm,
have smelled your farts, and I know that they are nasty.
but yours smell like jasmine and roses.
Right. Those Jedi mind tricks don't work on me. Tell
You
me
know,
about
you
so
use yeah, you use those. You use those. But I think that when we're talking about awakening and friendship, I think that those are some of the places where we get our awakenings. That we're able to find our yeah, for sure, Kat. You've got I mean, the things that I have seen, you don't want to know the things
oh,
that I've
come
seen, nor
on,
will I
come
tell you the
on.
things that I have seen.
Well, okay,
But
I know we're gonna talk about awakening, but will you please, for the people who are just meeting you for the first time or, second time, talk about your life's work. You are a writer, and when I met you, like, in addition to being a writer, you are a
yeah,
healer, and I want I want you to explain your work in your words.
there's several things that I do, and one of them is that I'm a teacher, and I started teaching. Um, People were just asking me to teach about how to connect with what has meaning and to connect with their life dreams and with who they really are. And so I developed a class called Spiritual Identity. And you were like really instrumental in that because
I
I've
was
been
one
doing,
of the first TAs
yeah,
with
yeah,
Myrna and Ardith and Keo. Yeah.
yeah. Oh my gosh, that's so crazy to think about. Um, And I'd been doing one-on-one work, right? So I had been seeing people one-on-one. I'm considered a translator, and a translator is someone who can experience the invisible and translate it for other people who don't experience the invisible in the same way. But I was discovering there were a lot of people who are experiencing the invisible in ways that, or having experiences with the numinous that they couldn't explain. And so people were asking me to teach them and to assist them in translating those experiences and dreams and, the ways that spirit or that the sublime or the divine comes to us and ways we can connect with it. And so Lawrence, and I also wanted to have a session with another visionary, um, and and Lawrence was like, "Well, why don't you train some visionaries?" And so I was like, "Oh, that's an interesting idea." And so I started teaching a class after, I was like, "Well, people keep asking, so why not?" And this is, uh, this is the, oh, Dana, sweet Dana. So this is the work that I started doing was training people in how to find their spiritual identity and also how to have guardianship. You know, like right now, people are like, even before I pick up my phone, I'm like, I go outside and I send a voice, I send a prayer, and I just say, may only the good, the true, and the beautiful. May only those who have my highest intention at heart have access to my being. May I only experience that which is for the highest good. and just so that we can have like some kind of a filter on the world right now, so that we can still have, we can have everything in our day instead of just one thing in our day. But
Yeah.
to answer the question, Lawrence, yeah, I'm
Can,
teaching. I
can
also
I ask a question? So when we met, a word, a phrase that you would use at that time to describe yourself was shamanic practitioner. And I noticed that you don't necessarily say that when you're describing your work anymore. Uh, how has your work changed, or has your thinking about the words changed?
you know, um, not really. I mean, I have, as you know, I have like a lot of intersectionality in my
Yeah,
ethnicity and in my so and all like my mother is part Siberian, and she's also indigenous from South Central and right North America, and then also there's the Finnish and the right and the French, and there's also Basque. So all of those cultures, all cultures have shamanism cross culturally. There's shamanism, remnants of shamanism on every continent.
yeah,
Um, but I found that really, when I think about my childhood and my history, and I offer soul retrievals, which is a shamanic method, but there's also and there's things I charge for, right? So I charge for my job. I charge for like being a teacher, and I charge for, one-on-one sessions. But there's also things I don't charge for that are in my culture. Like I also
right,
have my adoptive mom who's Lakota. And so like sweat lodges and, there's other ceremonies where I would never charge, right? Like those are just a cultural,
right.
a sacred, like being trained as a medicine woman. And I think one of the things is that we didn't used to be able to say that we were something because it was dangerous. Like there are ceremonies that we do that still aren't legal, I mean, and which is insane to think about.
Right.
But one of my brothers, one of my adoptive brothers, who's also a medicine person, they made, they made a really beautiful flag for him saying, one of the medicine men of the Oglala Lakota Nation. And I was like, oh my gosh, like it's okay for us to say who the fuck we are, you know? And
Yeah,
so, and of course, I'm cross cultural. And I also, I have a couple of adoptive families that, I also have that intersection of the ethnicities, but I honor all of my ancestors. And
yeah.
which is a lot for me to honor, but it's just like, thank you to my French ancestors and my Mayan ancestors and my Mexican ancestors, right? So I get to thank them all and all my indigenous.
One of my earliest memories of our times together, right, was, so we met when I was 24, and um you are timeless, of course. So, you have no age. You have not aged in the time that I've known you. Um, but you were also young. We were young. And
Yesterday when I was young. Yeah. Or what the fuck ever. Yeah. No.
yeah, yeah, exactly.
Oh my
Um,
gosh.
but I remember learning some of the some of your work and some of your teachings just hanging out with you in your apartment, and kind of learning by osmosis. And there was this thing that you said. I don't remember the exact context, but it was somebody had introduced themselves to us as a shaman. Do you remember this?
Oh yes. Oh yeah.
And
Uh-huh.
afterwards, you turned to me and you were like, "Look, if anyone ever introduces themselves to you as a shaman, they're not.
Right.
If
Yeah.
their
It's like,
community introduces them to you as a shaman,
yeah.
they might be."
Right.
I That has stayed with
Yeah.
me forever, because I feel like that term applies to so much, right? Like people who call themselves a patriot. I'm like, if you're introducing yourself to me as a patriot, I'm not so sure if
Yeah.
other people
Doesn't
tell me that you're, you know?
yeah, doesn't resonate. Doesn't resonate. Yeah. It's like and I think that's the thing. Like, I it's I think that I mean, dare I say boasting? I think that there's just like if I have to say I am something, then it's kind of like a one up, you know? Instead of just being like, if you are something, people will not fail to notice. If you aren't something, people will not fail to notice. You know what I mean? So
Yeah.
Um, Also, oh, Kat asked if she could. You're always welcome. I would be happy to let you know, Kat, when there's a. Was that Kat asking about the sweat lodge?
Oh, who? I missed the sweat lodge.
Yeah.
Oh, Kat. Yeah, Kat asked about a sweat lodge.
Mm-hmm.
Oh,
Yeah.
Kat, you should really go do a sweat lodge with Char.
Oh
They're
my gosh.
pretty.
Well, well,
Are
I would be honored, and I can just yeah. If you want, if Lawrence can give me your contact, I would be happy to. Send you a text, the next one that we have, and I'd welcome you to come.
y'all could DM each other on Substack. You're both on Substack.
Oh, great, perfect. Yeah, go ahead
Yeah,
and yeah, direct message me, and I'll yeah, and we can talk.
yeah. Wendy's done 3 sweat lodges. Oh my
Oh
gosh. I'm
wow.
not think maybe I've done 4 or 5 with you.
Oh yeah,
I I mean I've done a few for
yeah.
sure. And I fire tended and
And you went on
oh
Vision Quest too.
I did.
Yeah,
Yes.
and yeah. So yeah, you've accompanied me in some of my family ceremonies and things, and yeah, and it's just how we live. It's like not separate from how we're living. It's like talking about. It's important that we talk about who we are, and I think that that's one of the things that hasn't been available to us is just, and especially those of us with any indigenous background or is that we didn't talk about it for fear of right of
Right.
it we had to hide. you
Well,
know
and can I say I'm kind of making these connections on the fly. I mean, I'm sure I must have thought this before, but um you were my first experience of queer spirituality, you know? And and a reintroduction to spirituality after, for me, my coming out process felt like a big argument with God, you know,
yeah,
and not a forsaking, um, because in fact, my coming out experience was literally God telling me that I was okay. But you gave me access back into being able to
mm,
talk to spirit and hear spirit, you know?
that's really powerful. Yeah,
And
thank you for saying that. I
and I mean knowing your community, I think you do that for a lot of I mean you do that for a lot of people, just people writ large, but I think you do it for uh-oh, what's happening in the chat?
what is so funny? What the fuck is so funny about me? Smiley face.
Oh, okay. All right. What Wendy, was that performative anger? I'm not sure exactly what just happened. Um
Toxic is fun. Oh no. Oh
oh, she was
god.
channeling Joe Pesci. All right.
Oh my
Well,
god.
ew. S- sometimes the text, sometimes the chat flies by and I'm like, I'm not sure what's happening.
It's so mean. Well, and I think this is one of the things, my friend, is that we have this up every single day. It's like we could do something different. And I think what we do is we hand our spirit over to the whispers of diminishment or the demons or the little devils in our brain or in our environment or in our little machine that is only this big instead of going outside and looking at the bigger world. Or like yesterday, I'm up in Idaho, in my place in Idaho, which is a very rustic little. That's why it's so eclectic. But I love it so much. And there was, you know, a pregnant deer walked through the right. A mama and 2 baby fawns came through. Flickers with their big, beautiful orange umbrella wings. The pine ponderosa pine trees with puzzle bark. The sky is blue. There's some clouds going through it. Like shit's cool.
Right.
Like shit's hard and shit's cool. And so how to how to connect with something besides the grind of our own consciousness and how to change our consciousness and shift our consciousness so we can create something instead of destroying things. And I think that's what spirituality wants to do. Is spirituality wants to create, and it wants to create more love. It doesn't want to destroy stuff. It
Yeah.
wants to make things.
Yeah, I feel like the on your land in Idaho and when you put people up on the mountain to do Vision Quest, it's a real opportunity for people to connect with the natural world and the spiritual world in at the same time.
Yeah. My mother, my mother who's now 81, who's living up in the barn up the she
Yeah.
loves her little spot.
Happy birthday,
She
Matilda.
Yeah, she's 81. And so she puts people up on in the wilderness for 4 days and 4 nights and to have their own experience with Great Spirit and um yeah, and that is free. She does that for free. It's a gift to people. And of course of course they're welcome to gift her if they so desire and some people do and some people don't and but it's available to anyone and she's such a
Ooh,
beautiful medicine person and medicine woman and
I
yeah.
think the whatever should go to Idaho to Nine Muses and do vision quests with your
Oh yeah,
mom. That would be amazing.
she's yeah
I'm pretty
because
sure Kat would be in.
yeah, Wendy too. Hmm.
Oh my
Hmm.
gosh. Yeah. Oh, and those mountains, that land. Gosh,
You
that
did
time
vision quest with me up here, like
the that time
yeah,
we did it together and
yeah.
my pink grasshopper. Oh my
Oh
god.
my god, I know, I wasn't gonna mention it, I thought I would let you mention it for sure, but yeah, it's
Yeah.
so incredible,
Let me
and,
just say, Kat
it's a
and whomever might choose to go do Vision Quest on Stars
oh my
Land,
god,
pay attention to where the sun is going to be throughout the day when you're picking your spot.
yeah, please make sure it is yeah,
Please, please
yeah,
pay attention to where the sun is going to be.
yeah.
Otherwise, you will end up, having a vision early heat stroked because
Oh my god. Oh
like
my god. I know, look at this, yeah. It was something. It was something. But,
yeah.
I mean, I at least had 1 tree, no.
Well, I mean, I literally went up there like, like Maria in Sound of Music, and I was like, "Look at this view.
Oh
This
my
is
god, I
where
know, I
I'm
was like,
going to
"Not
be.
the view, not the view." And my mom
I
always
can see everything."
asks, she asks 3 times, she's like, "Are you sure?" And you have to be like, "Oh, yeah." And she'll be like, "Are you really sure?" And that's when you're supposed to look around and go, "Oh, is there any shade? Is there," like to the 3 times and he was like, "I'm sure." And it was like, "Okay, it's, that's the spot," and oh my god, that was but it's a process. Like there's a whole process that you have to go through. It's not, and yeah, there's a lot of cultural things and they that are really important. There's a special way that you have to ask, and so, yeah, it's good to have some conversations and things, before and to learn and, you know, going to some lodges and my mom has always said, like, "This way of life, it can help everyone," um, and I have 2 moms. I'm very lucky I have 2 moms, so I have my Barbara Means Adams mom, my Barbara Means Adams war bonnet mom, and then I also have my Matilda.
My
Um,
Matilda.
yeah, my Matilda Chapaha or Laughing Waters Mainz mom also. So it's this big mixed bag, but it's a really beautiful thing. It's like, just to have so many different facets to to explore in my history and in my ethnicity and my culture.
I'm curious. So, we're talking about awakenings and friendship and writing. When did writing start to come forward for you?
My gosh. This is so funny. My mom tells a story, one of my moms, my Matilda mom, and she says, when I was 5 years old, I brought her a some pages that with writing and images, and I said, "Mom, do you know any good publishers?" When I was 5, and I gave her this book, and I asked her to and she says, "Oh, yeah, I do. I do know."
Right.
And she, like and she took it to work and she stapled it and brought it back to me. She stapled it, like this fine. Um, so I think that for me, and my first book was about my grandmother and her horses because she loved horses. So it was a picture of her pregnant with each of my uncles and and then with a horse in a so it was really very funny, and the whole story about that. So at 5 years old, I think I was just like really interested in telling the story. I was interested in stories. And then when I became a teenager and I was given a journal, the journal really became my confidant, you know?
So we've got somebody new in the chat, Char. His name is John Saxon. John, sorry if you've joined before. I haven't recognized your name, but I'm trying to find. I'm John from Australia, and I have an 18-year-old daughter who is a lesbian who came out about 3 years ago.
Mhm.
And I was so excited about this because I knew it was happening with her before that, but now she is upset with me because I don't argue with her about it. What can I do? Gosh, John, I'm going to be real honest. I'm not sure what your question is.
Yeah, I would welcome I do one-on-one sessions and mentoring with folks. If he wanted to do a one-on-one session, he could, like, call my office and,
Yeah.
you know
Again, John's on Substack and you're on Substack. John, if you want to reach out to Shar
Yeah,
for
yeah,
session work, please DM
yeah.
her. Um, I sorry, John, if you want to try to retype this, I'm trying to parse what you're saying. So you knew your daughter was lesbian uh, before she came out, and now she's upset because you don't want to argue with her about it. Gosh, I just really don't
I think
understand what
maybe
that
that
means.
yeah, that might be a typo. So,
Yeah,
but if you wanna talk with her about it, yeah. And for me, I'm always just really, for me, what I do is I always bring it to the mystery. I always say, "Okay, creator, will you help me with this?" Like, if I'm having an issue with a relationship, I'm like, "Oh, please show me what I need to do differently or how I can bring something different that's gonna be helpful," right? And I always
yeah,
ask myself, like, "Is what I'm saying helpful? Like, is this helpful what I'm saying or not helpful? Is this encouraging the relationship or is this creating openings or is this closing anything?" So, to keep
yeah.
creating openings.
So, I mean, I'm going to quote Dana, our wise parent of gender nonconforming child, who always brings it back to your job, your first job, like first, last, in between job as a parent is love your kid no matter what.
Yeah,
And I think Dana has this really kind of amazing perspective on it, which I have always really appreciated, where she says, if you're struggling with any part of your child's coming out process, that's your struggle. It isn't theirs. And it
yeah.
isn't fair to put it on the kid. Like, so, John, I'm sorry. I'm still not kind of grokking on how this could be a conflict that she doesn't like that you still love her. And I hope you're not trolling us. Um, but, just kind of, if I could imagine what Dana would say here, I think it would be, if there's an issue that you need to work on, you can work on that issue without your daughter being the mediator or the interlocutor
Mm,
for that. Um, with her other friends, she is the other friends. They don't have a father that supports them. I
yeah,
mean, John, honestly, to me, it sounds like you love your kid and she has a dad who supports her. And, uh, if there's something that isn't, if there's something that doesn't feel right with her for that, I think, maybe one of the things you could suggest is that she finds somebody, maybe you could help her find somebody that she could talk to in a safe manner. If you're trying to be a loving dad and she's upset with that in some way, maybe there's somebody else that she could talk to. Maybe you're not the right person for her to talk to about that issue.
yeah,
And she could find, a counselor or somebody maybe who specializes in queer youth and
yeah.
coming out stories.
And there's some really good, like, queer peer group,
Right.
uh, um, spaces that are really great. I have some friends who work in some peer group spaces here for queer youth, and it's yeah, those spaces are available, and so I might explore that and see what you can find around, "Oh, where's a queer space for youth that could be supportive?"
Yeah.
Because as a parent, I'm not a parent except to stepchildren, But and to my niece and nephew, who I've also been a parent for, especially during the pandemic. Oh my gosh, a co-parent for. But I think that that's the thing is like we want to be everything for them, and we can't. So it's just how to get them to the people who are going to be helpful, so that they can have their freedom and make discoveries without us that they can bring back to us and talk to us about if they want. So, yeah.
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 Aw.
Yeah. Oh, John. Yeah. I would put some prayers out and, just ask creator to help with this because creator's very powerful and creator's more powerful than anybody else. Mothers, fathers, other people. So I would invite creator in and just to create something different, create something new.
And
Yeah.
and I think we've seen a lot of good suggestions in the chat. Kat is a parent of a queer child and found a support group. John, not being in Australia, I don't know what all the resources are that would be available to you, but I'm imagining they're very similar resources.
Yeah.
You know,
It's great for queer
uh,
folk. Yeah.
yeah. And again, Australia is a big country. I'm sure if you're in, Sydney or
Rural is not so
Melbourne,
good. Yeah. Yeah. Yeah.
you're probably going to be able to find resources available. If you're, in far rural places, maybe not so much. But
Yeah.
I
But
think,
still, if you have the internet, you've got resource.
yeah,
So just so you know that there's hope.
yeah. Oh, John, we're sending you hugs and we're sending you love, and
Yeah.
I hope that advice helps. Um,
Yeah.
oh, Dana's available. Char, would you be cool if I added Dana to the
Yeah,
chat?
I'd love it.
All right, hang on, Dana. I'm sending you an invite.
Her mission is going well.
Yes,
Sweet, Dana. I love it. The three of us will be on these three. We've known each other for a minute,
yes,
you
for a
know?
hot minute.
Yeah. And it's interesting to kind of be friends by proxy, like Dana and I are kind of like, we've both been very close with you. And so, oh, Dana, you look fucking sexy.
Right? She looks hot as shit.
Motherfucker.
Oh my God.
Oh my God.
Char.
Meow, meow.
Hello. How you doing?
You look so great. Oh, this mission is like really good for you.
It's very top secret. I'd like to point out, Lawrence, the first top secret mission you publicly shared on Substack that I was going on was to Iran, and that's the day we bombed. So if I have anyone coming after me, I'm going to be like, he was kidding.
Right. It was a
I was
joke.
on an Alaska Airlines flight. It's all good.
Don't give it away.
I didn't say which flight. I don't want anyone thinking I was responsible. I do feel like I should find a cuter background. I'm standing in front of my mom's eye doctor office, but it is South Florida. And so it's very landscaped and whatnot. So we can make this prettier. I was listening. I went inside briefly because it's taking a while. And I was like, I'll walk somewhere, but it's like, I'm not sure if you can see this. Lawrence, remember these intersections where it's like, really far to cross the street?
Oh God, yes.
And I was like, there's
South
probably a
Florida.
Starbucks in one of these four or some cafe. No, I did use maps to look it up, and it's like 2 miles to the closest one.
Oh my gosh.
So I'm like, fine, I'll just wait here. But I was inside, and then I heard you say my name, Lawrence, as I was listening up very quietly in the doctor's office. I was like, wait a minute. This is about me. You're quoting me.
Oh, babe.
I'm honored.
Dana's ears perked up. Somebody's saying my name?
Oh, say my name. Say my name. Yeah. Remember.
Well, we were talking
around you. Say, baby, I love you. Yeah. I'm going full Destiny's Child here. Also, wait, because earlier I was singing this in the car. Hold on, let me see if I can tap back into my Girl Scout days. To make new friends, keep the old.
Oh,
one is silver and the other's gold. Yeah,
oh
it's a
my
song.
God, that makes me so happy.
I know, you totally took me back to a early childhood memory there.
Oh my
I don't think I'm
God.
making that up. I can't be. It's a song.
No, you're not making that up. That's right. Now that you say
Yes.
it. So Dana, we have a new person in the chat, John Saxton from Australia, who thinks you're hot, by the way.
Oh, thanks, John. I can't see the chat anymore because it's hot. So outside, and so these polarize, and I can't read very well. But Thank you, John. I think John's joined before. I remember John from Australia.
Okay.
It was another, I think like once before John, right? But go on, carry on.
Yeah.
This is the one with, I heard there was like a daughter who's gay and out. And there were some questions about support, but I was listening in the doctor's office. It was a little hard.
Now
to follow.
Kat is like, she is fire. She is. Kat is like, she is fire. John Saxon says yes. Heart.
Yeah. So John was asking. He's got a queer daughter who came out, and he knew. He was not surprised when she came out. He kind of anticipated that this might be the case. And I guess the daughter is upset that he kind of had no problem with her coming out and still loves her. And his speculation was that, because her mother, the daughter's mother, is so upset about it that maybe somehow the kid's projecting. And I was just trying to channel my inner Dana in kind of answering, like, how do you deal with a situation where you've got a queer kid who, even though you've done all the right things, still isn't necessarily feeling the love and reciprocating the love.
Oh, that's so interesting. And I think I saw John. This is a late teenager, right? Like an 18-year-old daughter. This isn't a child. This is a young adult.
Oh, I thought she was 15. Let me scroll back.
Okay, I might have. Like I said, I've been walking around and bopping in and out, but
no, 18. You're right.
Okay, an 18-year-old, and she's come out as a lesbian, right? Not a gender,
right.
Not a gender, but a sexuality queerness. Yes.
Yeah.
Oh, hold on. I gotta move again because there's somebody.
Oh my gosh.
I don't know. Hold on. I'm standing on the plot of grass that he wishes to mow, and I'm running away.
Is this Florida? Well, I'm sorry, I shouldn't ask.
She's in Florida.
I'm like, that looks like fucking Florida, YOLO. Oh my God.
She's in Tehran at the moment. Be careful.
I am not in Tehran. I am in Boca Raton. Tehran, Boca Raton. It's kind of easy to mix them up.
It is right. Floran.
Exactly.
They rhyme. Is that a coincidence?
I think. Yeah, you think we didn't think of this when we made up this whole secret mission, Lawrence? All the code names,
right?
And
absolutely.
All of these very sophisticated backgrounds. To take them off my case. So let me see. So this is a young woman who has come out as a lesbian, and her mother is outraged, I assume for probably religious reasons, or at least her weird moral, ethical somethings. And dad is being very accepting. And I assume is saying things like, I love you no matter what. And she's like, why are you not mad? I mean, that's a tough age. And I don't know anything about your relationship with your daughter, so it's a little hard to answer. That is a strange response. Like maybe she's kind of, maybe she was hoping for more of a reaction and was like, why are you just okay with this? That's entirely possible. Maybe she has some self-hatred about this and is like, I'm doing something wrong and you're accepting it. And if her mother feels that way, there's a good chance that she's holding on to some pretty big wounds from that. Like having your mother think that you are morally bankrupt or at least a very bad person for something that's inherently you. I can't imagine that doesn't come with a lot of pain. So, gosh, I don't know. I would think I hope she's seeing some sort of therapist or some support group she can talk to. Yeah, I think you need to just tell her, like, there's nothing you can do that would make me not love you. This may be not what your mother and I expected, but it doesn't matter. I love you no matter what. And to just be really consistent in your non-reaction. There should be no shock, no like, this is something we need to work through, but like, I just want you to be loved and feel loved.
Oh my God.
I don't care. I don't care who it's with. As long as that person's good to you, what difference does it make?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Totally. You know what my therapist said to us yesterday, me and my partner, because we have a couples therapist, and it's the first time we've worked with a guy as a couples therapist. And he said it was the first time that he revealed that he's like, oh yeah, he said, when my daughter came to me and said that she was queer, he said, I was so relieved. He was like, I was like, "Oh, thank God you don't have to deal with guys."
No accidental pregnancies.
Right. Yeah. He's like, and more so like men. And he was like,
Yep.
"Oh my God, you don't have to have a boyfriend. You don't have to deal with men, you know?" And I was like, "Oh my God, what an interesting thing for a man to say."
Right.
You know,
You get really weird with her and be like, the orgasm gap, you're not going to have to deal with it. You're so lucky.
right. He's like, "Oh my God." And, you know,
Maybe don't say that to your teenage daughter. That will just freak her out. But there are a lot of advantages, right? I wish you the best. I appreciate you asking. You couldn't come to a friendlier group here with these sorts of questions. And I don't know if you have a good relationship with her mom still, or like at least an open path of communication to say like, you're going to lose your daughter, or um,
Yeah.
to like insecurities and neuroses in your daughter that are not going to serve her well in life. Like this isn't um, this isn't an area where you should have a strong opinion. Her sexuality is her own, and your job as mom is unconditional love. And this isn't something that will harm her. This is just her coming forward with who she is. I don't know. Like I don't see
That's
how
so
you.
beautiful, Dana. Yeah.
It
I
feels
mean,
just so like
everybody
right.
should be so lucky as to have a mother like you, for fuck's sake.
Thank you. I don't know if my kids would agree with you, but I hope they do.
Oh, honey,
So
really?
John says, you are so beautiful and amazing. I love you and your amazing words.
Meow
So
meow.
I think you have a new fan in
Stop,
Australia.
John. Stop. I mean, keep going, but stop.
Right.
Wow. I didn't know I was going to be getting this kind of, reception today, John, but I thank you. That's kind of you to say. I wish you luck. Your daughter is luck. I'm happy she has at least one parent who's supporting her.
Yeah.
And
Yeah, no matter what. Yeah.
no matter
Yeah.
what. And I hope you can talk to her mom and maybe talk a little sense into her, even if I have found the idea of like, you don't have to believe in this or be in favor of it to still love her and support her through it, even if you don't really understand it. Like it just is. And it's not something you're going to change by harshing on your daughter about it. I mean, she's going to love who she's going to love.
Yeah.
Maybe throughout she's only 18. Perhaps there will be folks of other genders she loves during her life, but
Yeah.
I think your job
So
is just to love her no matter what.
John says she does see a counseling program and I support her with that. She is my heart and soul and my reason for living.
Oh,
And then he says, Dana, I love your channel. So
Oh, yay.
thank you.
Meow,
Thank
meow.
you. That is so kind of you to say. Thank you, John. Yeah, I haven't been writing much on he/her pronouns lately, but I've got a whole archive of information, and on Medium, there's other voices weighing in as well on this topic, both from other parents and caregivers, as well as LGBTQ folks offering their advice.
Right.
I actually really want Fusen to write a story for us because there's such a connection there of like the age at which she was kicked out of her house is the age Nico is now, 15.
Oh, yeah.
And Nico's a very small, young 15, but get this little pipsqueak of a child I have. And the idea of like tossing her out on her own, like breaks my heart in a million pieces. And
Yeah.
Fusen is such a wonderful human and soul. And it's clearly so resilient and brilliant for, doing it on her own for half her life now. But I'm like, you deserved a parent who was going to love you no matter what. That's just what moms and dads sign up for when they have, and it's just awful. And humans,
I just had
right?
a crazy idea. Like this trio right here, this is sort of the advice column super like
I want to
I don't
do
know. I don't want
advice
to call
so
it
bad. You know
superheroes.
this, Lauren.
Anyone else got a question? Anyone else need some advice? Because we kind of got you covered here.
It's true. Like,
ask
wow,
Gen X. I want this advice column gig so bad, Lawrence. I know we've been talking about maybe launching that on the podcast here, but I love listening to advice podcasts.
Oh, Dina, that's so sweet.
I think we have a lot of good wisdom to share. Ask Gen X.
We've got some good wisdom, and in the chat we've got like a deep bench of additional wisdom. If if we don't know it, then we've got people who would.
It's so true. Yeah, I think that's great.
I can see words are coming in. What is Char's astrological profile? Char?
Char's
Well,
a
I'm from the
Libra.
sky. I'm from the sky, and I have a lot of friends in the sky. There's a lot of friends. And Robin, you're a star too, yes? Yes, he's a star too. So I'm a Libra, Karen.
With an
And
Aries moon.
Aries moon and Scorpio rising.
I have Scorpio rising too.
Oh, Dana, that's why we get along so good. And Karen, what is yours?
Karen is an astrologer, so she could probably tell us her entire chart off the top of her head.
Oh my
I thought
And
you were
Wendy's
just
a
gonna.
Virgo.
I thought
Somehow
you were
this
just
is
gonna
not
say
the
Karen's. Like you knew it. You could intuit, Laura. It's like you're like, well, Karen is clearly
Oh
a Virgo
wow.
sun.
Wendy is Virgo. What is Robin? Robin, it says wallabies. The wallabies, but they're easier to find.
Wendy says she's a Virgo like most trans women. Wendy, I want some data on this. Like, I'm not just
Really?
going to take your word. You can't possibly be telling me that Virgos have a higher, like, come on.
Karen
For
just had
real?
her birthday, so whatever it is now. Mm-hmm.
Gemini? Are you Gemini?
Polly, I'm a Capricorn realist. Sweet. I'm
My
not an
eldest is a
astrologer.
Capricorn. I love Capricorn women. My eldest is like a triple Capricorn. And some of my very best women friends are Capricorns. Capricorns are good. I'm finding some shade here.
Yay. Well done, darling.
I'm
Thank
a
you.
Pisces. Sarah's a
I'm a
Gemini.
Leo.
Dana's a Leo. Have
Yeah.
you ever met more of a Leo? Like, her hair literally gives it away.
I know. It's just like she's all framed in
Do I
there.
have a mane of fiery red hair? I'm a Leo.
I know, but I have a Taurus moon, which keeps me grounded.
Yes. Thank God for that, right?
Yes,
My
which Lawrence
partner,
taught me
Carrie.
years ago. But he
Yeah.
did a reading for me.
Aw. She
I know.
has Taurus. Yeah, she has Taurus rising. Carrie does. And it's just so comforting to see. I love that Taurus energy. I just eat it for breakfast. It's so good. Yeah. So that's really grounding, Dana.
Delicious.
That's sweet. Mm-hmm. Sweet.
Fire and grounding. Boy, the road is right there, though, and it's noisy, huh? Can you guys hear all the background, or is the iPhone doing a good job of drowning that out?
Yeah,
Well,
it's great. Yeah,
it's
no,
good.
we can't
We can
hear
hear
it
you.
at all. Mm-hmm.
And
so this is friendship, right? Like this is friendship. Like this is the
Totally. You were saying something when Dana joined Char about Dana, we've talked about this before. I think maybe with Char about like we need a word for the like your best friend's best friend, the people that you know
in loves, not
in love.
in-laws, in loves.
Oh, that's cute. Okay, wait, I found a bench, but now there's also people mowing over there.
That's
and
it.
the bench
I
is
think
right
we
in the
could
sun.
call it
We're in loves?
in loves. Yeah.
Oh, I love that.
Yeah.
In the poly world, there's a name for them. I'm trying to remember when you were
Metamor.
yes, you're metamors.
Mm-hmm.
And
we lost her on that thought.
You're Maka Tennyson, I think it's called. And that's like, I'm trying to remember what that's like. If you two were married, it's what Jane would be to Char's mom.
We lost you, so I didn't even hear the word.
Oh, sorry. I know. I'm trying to find a place that's reasonably shaded, and there's.
We're losing you.
We lost her.
All right. Well, John is saying it's 1 a.m. in Australia on Friday morning. The three of us has made him feel very happy. So thank you from the bottom of his heart. That John, you're very welcome. Please come back and join us. Although it sounds like we're on very, very late for you. This is our normal time. So good luck, John. Keep us updated. Let us know how things go with your daughter.
Gay and Uranus. Oh my God, Robin.
I mean, honestly, you should see where Uranus is in my chart.
Robin,
I'm just trying to get Dana back just so that we can wrap everything up.
Yeah, that's great. Yeah, and so I think just like the levity and the blessing of friendship is what we're at right now, like what we're talking about and what we're doing.
Yeah,
So,
no, it's literally rolling with like this couldn't be more Gen X. It's
yeah.
3 Gen X friends just kind of rolling with the punches and taking the questions as they come in.
Right? Am I back?
You're back.
Oh, good. The Yiddish word is Makatenison. It's a very subtle, short word, and it refers to your kids' in-laws. So, like Lawrence, if we were married, it's how Fran and Jane are related. My mom and your mom are Makatenison.
Oh, yeah.
And
that's sweet.
So,
okay.
Right, the in-laws of your kids, there's a word, and then there's metamor for like your lover's other lover. But there is no word for like your best friend's other best friend, who you're also friends with, but you're not like best friends with. And that's a really long term. So we're just saying in-loves.
In-loves.
Yes.
Okay. Yay. So in-loves
Like
is a
in-laws.
new term. We just did it. Yay. Oh,
But the usage wouldn't be like Char and I are in love. It would be Char and I are in-loves. Right?
Yeah, we're in-loves. Yeah.
Okay, we're in-loves. I love that. We could be in love too, but we're in-loves. I love that. I think this is the only place to stay. I'm shaded against this stucco. There's no plants or anything, but I seem to be blocked from all of the weed whacker noise. And I'm just going to hide here for a little bit and be like, I'm hiding.
Well, Wendy in the chat is making jokes about my anus, which I guess is a place possibly in Connecticut and also maybe
Really?
a body part. And Robin has a vagicorn, which I'm
yes.
assuming is your unicorn's vagina. Your vagina's unicorn.
You know,
One of those two things.
When is Substack going to start saving the chats when we repost these videos? Because when I think of the humor lost.
Right.
And
the quips, all of the good quips.
Right? It's just tragic. But here we are.
Well,
what are we going to do?
And I think this is the wholeness, you know? It's just like being whole people, and people can fill in the blanks however they want. And, you know, I really appreciate our conversation this morning,
too.
guys. And it just fills my heart, and my heart is so grateful. And yeah, thank you. Intimacy.
Here it comes again. Hold on.
All right. Well, we're close to the top of the hour. This is a good time to break. Dana's got the
See into you.
Okay.
Are we signing off?
We're gonna sign off. You've got the lawnmower.
It's so good to see you guys.
Oh my gosh.
I'll tell you my top secret mission now. Top secret.
Yeah, top secret. All right. Love you, mean it. Bye. Mwah. 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 Bye.
See you soon. Happy